So what is this, like the fourth time I tried doing this? Hasn't that ever happened to you? You try recording something and it takes you like 5 or 10 tries just to get the beginning part right? Well, I'm just gonna cut that all together. I'm not gonna do no intro because this is gonna be like an abstract type of video anyway, so it's not like a review or how to do this type of video where you kind of have to do an intro. It's like, hey everyone, I'm gonna do this, or I'll talk about this today. I'm gonna do this, so I'm gonna start off with this. No, we're just gonna jump into it. I think I did this one of these videos like a long time ago, but I think that one went on for too long and it didn't make any sense, and that wasn't a good story. So we're gonna make a new story right now. This one's gonna be the epic big story finale, trilogy sequel, pre-sequel event going on right now. And this event's going on right now on YouTube, and I think it's on 50% off every story you could get for sale. So this story is gonna be for free. Even though it's 50% off, it's gonna be 50% off free. So it's like negative money. So let's say it was $10, like the story, and then 50% off is $5. But since my story is free, and it's half of that, and then what is half of free? So, but that's the weird thing. But basically, let's just say it was $10, then it was $100 off. Now it's on 50% off of that, so you get $5 back. So every time you buy the story, you get $5 back. See, it sounds like a good business practice to me, actually. Okay, so what is this story you're telling me about? I'm saying that this story is really good. It's free, and you could get $5 back every time you listen to it. But I'm not guaranteeing that. That's just what the event says. I didn't make up the rules. So if you don't get $5, then it's not my fault. It's your fault. But you get the story for free. That's guaranteed. I could guarantee you that for sure. So our story starts off a long time ago. It wasn't too long ago, and it wasn't that far away. It was kind of like nearby, like around my neighborhood. But it was still far enough that I actually have to get out of my chair and walk out of my house. That's kind of how far it was. But it was still pretty close. And I was walking around. And we were walking around. I was walking around with my pet squirrel. And my squirrel was like the size of like my hand. But more like the size of my foot. So it's kind of like, if you get the general idea, it's kind of like that size. And it was walking around with me. And it was eating like some acorns, and like it was like butter and something. Like I taught it not to eat it with butter because you could get fat, and it's not good to have a fat squirrel around. And this wasn't just like a fat squirrel. There was a flying squirrel. So if it got fat, then this is really bad, not good for it. Okay, so we were walking to the convenience store. This is where the part where I was saying that it's kind of far away, but it's not that far because it's at the convenience store. And when we went to the convenience store, it wasn't like the 7-Eleven type of convenience store. That would have been too obvious. It was more like a really nice convenience store. They had like furniture everywhere, so you could just walk in and sit down. And sometimes, like, I would go there after school, like when I'm really tired, and I would just like sit back and like just go to sleep for a while. And it's really nice. Sometimes you got to bring your own blankets because there's no blankets there. And it's really good if it's like on a rainy day, but you have to be careful, like if someone was there before and then there's like a mess on the furniture, and it's like that's not good at all. You gotta make sure there's no cockroaches either. But for the most part, it's really nice. You could just sit there and relax, and you could buy those slushies, like those drinks and stuff. I always buy like the ice blue one. Like it's like the one they have I don't remember, but it had like the polar bear on it. It said ice on it, and then they usually come in blue. That's like the one I always get. So then we went into the store. I was with my squirrel friend. And then we bought some slushies. And we drank all the slushies. And we felt really nice. And then we paid the money. And then we left the convenience store. And then on our way out of the convenience store, there was like this massive dog. Like it was like the size of like a two-wheeler. And it was huge. Like it had like a really long tail. Like it was like those giant snakes like you see like in a scary movie, like you're in the Amazon, and then like the tail was like that long. Like I was surprised that there was no head on the tail that could have like ate me. That was actually much scarier than the actual dog itself. But the dog was like huge. Like if you ever seen a T-Rex before, like it kind of felt like that. It had that giant staring at you. And then like it was actually staring down at me like with red eyes, and I could feel like little laser beams coming out of the eyes and then going into my eyes, like staring down my soul and then trapping my soul, making me frozen. So I was kind of like frozen in time for a bit, like I was freezing up. And this is weird because I was eating a slushie and I had the slushie still in my hand, and I was freezing up with the slushie. That was even weird. How does that happen? And I think that's why some people say that if you have a slushie, it actually freezes you, but that's a complete lie. It's not that. It's because sometimes people walk outside with these huge dogs and they just like stare at you. So obviously, I think that giant dog wants to eat my squirrel because it was like on my shoulder, and it was kind of looking at my face, but I think at the same time I think it was looking at my shoulder, since it's like my shoulder is next to my face, so it was kind of obvious that I was looking in that general direction. And it kind of had like that aim assist type of thing, like the dog would, like if I moved to like the left just a tiny bit, the dog immediately, like the eyes and the face would just turn to the squirrel, and it was just a really scary deal for me. And then the owner was trying to hold on so tight. He's like, I can't, this dog wants to eat that squirrel. It's like, how much are you gonna pay for that fat squirrel? And I was like, no, that squirrel is not fat and you cannot have that squirrel. And then I was thinking, you know, what am I gonna do to escape this ordeal? And I'm like thinking, oh, of course, I got the slushie, but I could throw it, but wait, I can't do anything because I'm frozen in time. But if I'm frozen in time, that means nothing's going on. I took out time out of the space equation, so I could control space now. This was the key. So I controlled space. I had the key, and I could have done everything I want. I would jump from here. I was running really fast. I was jumping around. But most importantly, I had the key to time because I was frozen in time. So I was technically not in time. So anything I could have done could have affected time. I could have time traveled. I could have went back into the future, or I could have went reversed into the past. So obviously I did the best thing I could have. And I reversed time just enough before the big dog shows up, and I was still in the convenience store, and I was drinking the slushie, and I was deciding, you know, I'm gonna eat all the slushie, but that doesn't really make you frozen in time. So that would just like, because it was a giant dog, not the slushie, so it wasn't really the slushie's problem anyways. So I ate the whole thing anyways because I wasn't gonna freeze because of that. Then I was thinking, you know, if I go outside, no matter what, that giant towering dog is there and he's gonna eat my squirrel. So I had to think of something, and then I got the idea. You see, these slushies these cups are huge, so I had a perfect idea. So I was thinking, hey squirrel, you know, you better lose some weight so you could fit into this cup right here, and then we could leave, and that giant dog won't have to eat us or you, but you know, it might bite me trying to eat you, you know. So then I was thinking, you know, how are we gonna make you lose weight really fast? It's like, okay, well, I don't know. I'm not really good at this type of stuff.
The life pods are launching. We should hurry.
So I spin the cup, and then I put the squirrel there, and I made the squirrel run for a bit. Now I know it kind of sounds like animal abuse, but it's more like tough love, because at the end, with the time thing I was doing, I made the squirrel skinny enough to fit into the cup, and then I was able to go outside. Oh, excuse me, I had a little gas coming out. And then I saw the giant dog again, like huge, like I was like you know, like the head was so big, it had like its own gravity, like it was pulling me up. I was like, no, not my hand. Dude, that would have been cool. Like imagine there's like some type of animal has its own gravity pull, and that's how it gets its prey, just by doing his gravity pull or controlling it. That's like some crazy science fiction stuff, but it felt so real because it kept pulling me up. I was like, wait, I made the squirrel too skinny, and now his gravity pull's pulling me up. I was like, no, this can't be happening. So then I had to I was like, oh, how do I make the squirrel fat again? And that's the big trick. That's the hardest part, actually. So then I was like, I can't. It's pulling me up, and my squirrel is too light. It's gonna get eaten by the dog. But thankfully the dog didn't see the squirrel in time. So then the dog just kind of turned away, and the gravity pull he was doing kind of like offsetted us, and then we just kind of fell down. We're like, ouch. And then the guy was like, why are you just laying on the floor? And then I'm like, oh, I don't know, it's because I'm really tired right now, so I'm just gonna go to sleep. Well, in conclusion, that's about it. I don't remember the rest of the story because I think I kind of woke up after that, but it was just kind of an interesting story of how like convenience stores are pretty nice and stuff, but you really have to like think about these situations all the time, because it could be the life or death of your squirrel friend, and you have to make sure that squirrel is doing the best they can to make you happy and to make sure they don't get to be dog food type of thing. Alright, thank you for watching the video, and peace.